Have you ever felt like you had to keep going, even when your heart was completely empty? Ever stayed up at night, staring into the dark while your child sleeps peacefully, and the tears just fall silently because you don't know what you're even fighting for anymore? I know that feeling. I used to be that woman. Alone in a tiny apartment, everything was a mess. From the piles of laundry to the thoughts in my head. I kept thinking, single moms have to be strong. But the truth is, sometimes I just wanted to fall apart. Just for a moment. Just to breathe. But I didn't dare. Because I believed I wasn't allowed to collapse. I thought if I got tired, my child would have no one. If I stopped, everything would fall apart. So I kept running. Kept pushing. Kept pretending I was okay. I blamed myself every time I snapped at my kid. I hated myself when I couldn't muster a smile. And worst of all, I truly believed I was a bad mom. But one rainy night, my child had a fever. I rushed out into the cold, searching for medicine. I was exhausted, hungry, shaking. And there I was, standing under the pouring rain, medicine box in hand. And I broke down. Not from fear. Not from anger. But for the first time in years, I admitted to myself. I'm tired. I'm not a superhero. I'm a mom. And I deserve forgiveness too. That moment changed everything. Not because I suddenly became stronger, but because I finally let go. I started learning how to forgive myself. It's not easy. Sometimes forgiving others is easier than forgiving yourself. Because with others, we allow grace. But with ourselves, we're often so harsh. I began forgiving myself for the days I didn't cook, because I was too tired. I forgave myself for yelling out of stress. I forgave myself for the dreams that didn't happen, and the mistakes I'd made. I began telling myself, it's okay. You're trying. And strangely, the more I forgave, the lighter I felt. No more chasing perfection. No more guilt every time I needed rest. I realized, being a mom doesn't mean being flawless. Being a single mom doesn't mean being strong all the time. You're allowed to be tired. You're allowed to cry. And you deserve forgiveness. From yourself. After that night in the rain, I started journaling. Nothing fancy. Just a few lines each night. Sometimes it was just one sentence. I'm tired, but my child smiled today. And slowly, I realized, forgiveness doesn't mean ignoring your mistakes. It means looking at them honestly, and choosing to love yourself anyway. One day, my child drew a picture and said, Mom, you're my superhero. I laughed. I was in pajamas, hair a mess, wiping down the kitchen. Superhero wear. But their eyes were serious. They didn't need me to be perfect. They just needed me to be present. And I understood. Sometimes, our kids don't need a strong mom. They need a happy one. So I started doing little things for myself. A cup of coffee during nap time. Reading a few pages. Playing an old song. I stopped seeing it as selfish. I started calling it care. Because if I don't take care of myself, who will? Forgiving myself also meant allowing myself to live. Not just survive for responsibilities, but to live because I deserve to. I started looking at my past more gently. Yes, I chose wrong. Yes, I loved the wrong person. Yes, I gave too much and lost myself. But those things made me who I am now. And I know, if I hadn't gone through those dark days, I wouldn't appreciate the light this way. I'm no longer the woman who constantly blames herself. I still have bad days. I still stumble. But I no longer drown in guilt. Now when I fall, I get back up, and I'm gentle with myself while doing it. You know what else? Once you start forgiving yourself, you begin to see others through softer eyes too. I stopped resenting my ex. Stopped blaming family for not understanding me. Because I understood, everyone carries pain in their own way. I chose forgiveness. Because I chose freedom. And when I did that, life started to feel softer. I smiled more. I could hold my child without that constant cloud of fear. I realized, I didn't need to wait for life to get better in order to forgive myself. It's when I forgave that life started to get better. If you're in a tough season right now, I want you to hear this. You don't need to get everything right. You just need to keep loving yourself. You've done your best. You've carried the weight. Now it's time to breathe a little, and whisper to yourself, I've tried my hardest, and I deserve forgiveness. No one else can live this life for you, but you can choose how to live it. Meaningfully, gently, fully. You're not weak. You're a warrior. And you deserve to be loved, even on your darkest days. If this story spoke to you, leave a comment. I'll read everyone, because somewhere out there, we're all connected by something real. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because there are so many healing stories waiting for you. I believe in you. And I'm wishing you a soft, peaceful day.